This is the Sunkissed Podcast.
Bro, that's a dope ass backdrop, man. I'm kind of jealous.
Thank you.
That's years of collection. I can already tell.
Yeah.
Man. That's
How you
kind of
been?
what. Oh man, it's been good. Like it's my one day off. I took a nap. You know, did some laundry.
Yeah. It's always a good thing. Get some work
Yeah.
done.
But the nap is the most important part of that day.
Absolutely. Especially when you don't get them that often.
Nah, bro. Nah, not at all. Man, I'm still just looking. So looks like I got that Halloween 2 guy right behind me. You can't tell, but damn it. But mine is out of the box. Man, that is crazy.
These guys.
Man. Is that like your front room or is that like the man cave? It looks like
Kind of both.
I feel that, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is dope. Yeah, so I guess, man, to start, what kind of got you involved in art? Is this something you did at a young age or like
Yeah. Honestly, my dad got me into it at a very young age, gave me my first set of crayons and the coloring book, and I just went to town on that and pretty much never stopped. Just got into different mediums of it and went from there.
awesome? Yeah. So obviously now that I see everything you got, you're obviously big into like the horror movie culture of things.
Oh, absolutely.
So what got you into that opposed to other genres of movies and culture?
My mother.
Okay.
My mother, and I had a babysitter who at maybe when I was around 2 years old, every time I would get dropped off at her house, the moment my mom left the house, she would turn on Child's Play 2, sit me in front of the TV and just make me watch it. And I remember being just terrified out of my mind, hated watching it, closed my eyes as much as I could.
Yeah,
And-
I kind of skipped lanes with that. The first Chucky movie I clearly remember watching was Bride of Chucky,
Yeah.
which to me is the best one. To me, I know it was kind of cheesy. It had a couple cheesy lines, but it was during that time where like everything
You
that
could get
came
away with
out
it.
was kind of
Yeah.
cheesy. Like,
Corny.
yeah, like obviously the scene where like he's crawling and he looks and the dude's like rude fucking doll. Like, like that was kind of corny, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last good one he made because I think like they came out with what like
The Cult of Chucky.
Cult and then Seed of Chucky or something.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
Yeah, that Seed of Chucky was awful.
yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. So Child's Play 2, was that the first like horror movie you remember
That was the
watching?
first major horror movie that I got introduced to, and it was kind of forced on me. But after that, I kind of just ran with it. My mom showed me Hellraiser and The Exorcist when I was about 8 years old. And from there, it spawned into this.
That kind of reminds me of my cousin. The first one I was forced in watching was the Blair Witch Project. And we lived in the woods too. So like, I'm thinking I'm going to go out there and get lost and I'm going to just walk in circles in my own woods. And I'm going to see this cross and this
abandoned house.
Yeah. And I'm going to be in the corner of this house forever. I mean, that movie obviously gets its roses for being the first of its type, but now when you watch it, it's like
it doesn't hold up.
It doesn't scare me.
Yeah, no.
But I'll still watch it just for that feeling of like when I watch it, I try to tell myself I'm like 8, 6, 7 years old again. It's like,
yeah, right.
I want that kid to watch it, not,
Yeah, that nostalgia takes over with a good movie. It's the best feeling.
Yeah, and that's the kind of the same thing. It's not the same feeling, but kind of staying in that lane of movies. Like the first Paranormal Activity was really good.
Yes.
And that one still kind of holds up. It feels so real. But then like after that, like the movies just sucked. And it's like they should have just stopped.
Yeah, they really should have.
Um,
Started dabbling into too many different sides of the story and hard to follow.
Yeah, and then they just made their own timeline with the Next of Kin. I think was this more.
God.
Is it cult and then like witchcraft more than like paranormal?
It's like a bunch of
Yeah.
bunch
So
of
it's like
demon worshippers.
it doesn't like follow the vibe or like what the movies were originally about to me.
No, not at all.
I don't know why I keep watching these movies, but me as just a horror movie guy, it's like I'll watch them once.
Yeah.
You know, I'll try anything once. But that's one franchise that's just like, man, I don't know. So obviously you said like the Child's Play 2 was the first movie, but was there a movie or a mask that you've seen and you're like, I want to make that, you know, like remake that mask to like
Honestly,
the detail?
I'd have to say the original 78 Myers mask, the Shatner.
Man, that is
The first time I saw the original Halloween, I was just like, oh, wow.
As it was so blank, but just so.
That's what worked for it. Just a blank emotion. Like, nothing.
You know, it wasn't like the best detail, but it was just so spooky.
Yeah.
And
it was so simple that it was just creepy as hell.
And the lighting that he had in that movie, you know, you didn't see his eyes the entire time. Like he always just had the black eyes, man. It was like that's and that's one thing I want to give a shout out to the people who are doing this, the Mask with the new movies, the flashback scene and Kills. That mask looks so close.
It was amazing. Yes.
And if they do a different timeline after the franchise, I want the guy who did the flashback to be the new Michael. Because it was so awesome. 78 shape ass, the way he walked,
just the way he moved,
and the mannerisms, like
so fluid.
And that dude, I wish we would have got more than 10 minutes. And I'm sure he's going to be in a new one. If they do more flashbacks, they might bring him back. But we'll get to all that here in a bit. I'm going to try to stay on topic. It's easy for me to go down a rabbit hole, but yes. Yeah, that 78 mask, man. At some point, I'm going to hit you up and get one made. And another one, all three masks, like, you know, it's crazy when you think about a timeline of these movies, like obviously the 78 mask, and then like Halloween 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 never happened. I even thought the H40 mask was so well.
I know.
Made for the, you know, and it's like it looked like the Shatner mask, but just aged.
Yeah.
And that's one I need to get, because like the thing with me is like the Trick or Treat studios, they could do so much better than what they do.
Especially with the paint jobs. Yes.
Yeah. Like I'm blocking, but it's not terrible. But this is the mask, as you probably do if you do your rehauls. But you know, I thought this was probably one of their better mass production masks that they've done.
The details in it were perfect.
Yeah, I just wish
just that paint job.
I just wish this didn't look like a marshmallow on the side. You know, but I like how this fits the face. It's tight. Probably my favorite mass production, but I'm gonna have to get a different one made of this.
That's almost form fitting.
Yeah, and then of course the 78, and the issue I had with this one is how big.
Oh, I know.
It
massive.
Is. And it's like
bobbles around on your head.
Yeah. It's like I need, and the hair is just like I haven't did anything, and it looks like he just been like it's human as fuck, and he stepped outside and like that's just
he's balding.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say too much, but yeah, so that's the only two masks I got, because those are the only. And the H40 one looked terrible, absolutely terrible with the you know, with the Trick or Treat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm not paying $60 on that.
Yeah, no.
And then of course, you know, then the Halloween Kills mask, dude, that looks. Whew, that scares me the most because it has that blank expression, and it might just be James Jude Courtney. You know, it's like he makes that mask demonic.
He really does. Yeah,
and it's weird. And I've caught flack. I've talked to people. I'm like, I think he's better than Castle.
He's right up there. I'd put them neck and neck.
It's very close. I know. And depending on how they do ends, that would be the definitive answer for me.
Yeah.
Because like 2018, we didn't get a whole lot of Michael, right? It was like more Laurie's story. And Michael was like he was just like a back piece in the movie.
Like the roles were reversed and Kills. No Laurie, lots of Michael.
Yeah, which I mean, you know, so it's like, and I thought for what he did in 2018, it was very Shape-esque with all the callback scenes that he did and the movements. And then like, you know, and then there's some people that liked the Rob Zombie Halloween 2 movie and like Halloween 6. And they're like, but they didn't like Kills. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's so over the top like those. Like the only good scene in the Halloween 2 movie of zombies was the dream sequence.
The first 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so badass.
That
I was
awesome.
like, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good movie. That
sucked me in. And then I watched the rest and I'm like, really?
I'm like, this is going to be the best movie since the original. Right. And then it's like, he went Friday 13th on us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, no, he doesn't listen to his mom. What are you talking about?
And the big ass white horse.
Yeah. But you know, so I don't understand how some people can say that Kills was a bad movie. I say if you take out the Evil Dies Tonight that was chanted 1,000 times.
Yeah. That was my main issue.
That's it.
I had a little problem with Tommy's character just because he was so.
I wish he would have brought
like a bit over the top.
I wish he would have brought like Paul Rudd back, but that would have been
awesome.
That would have been, I think, maybe too much money.
Yeah,
you know. But if Paul is such a huge fan of the franchise, maybe he would have took like a minimum, you know, just to, you know. And after talking with like Daniel Barron's, like he's like Paul Rudd is such a sweet guy.
Oh, I bet. You know, he's on the top list of like 5 celebrities I'd love to meet in real life.
Yeah, because I would just love to ask stories about like on set of that Halloween 6 movie. Like, we're like, and I hated it because I don't know if I really talked to you much, but I feel bad for shitting on Halloween 6 after talking to Daniel because it seemed like he really wanted to make a good movie.
He did.
And it's like the producers and the uppers are like, oh, it's just another Halloween movie. Yeah. So they wanted all those kills that were over the top. And the 2 different versions of the movie, what's to him, the director's cut is the closest to his vision. And I'm like, that's the one I don't like the most.
Yeah. The theatrical and what we got in the original release is what I got stuck with also. That's the one that's always in my head that I remember most.
Yeah. I don't understand. Did you watch, I don't know if you got it, but you can't see him, but I got the Shout Factory came out with the collector's editions.
Oh yeah.
Last year of the Halloween movies, and I got 1, 2, 4, and 5. I didn't get Season of the Witch. As much as that's a great movie, I don't look at it as part of the franchise.
Yeah.
If they would have taken Halloween 3 off of it, I think it would have been a classic. Yeah. And people are finally coming around to it.
I'd still take Halloween 3 over Rob Zombie's H2 any day.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. So I was more excited about the Halloween 5 because it had the rumored footage of Dr. Death.
Yes, I didn't see it. Oh, it wasn't in the version that I got.
Really?
Yeah, I got mine on Vudu, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Maybe, yeah. I got it's like in the bonus. The bonus footage. It's like when you get to the menu and you go to like settings. It's not part of the movie. It's just like,
Okay, see, that's what I was thinking.
yeah, but like it didn't do anything for me, but it would have killed the whole Men in Black and Halloween 6, and they could have did something really cool with Halloween 6.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was cheesy. I can see why they took it out, but I mean, both, I don't know. It was just bad. I can see why they took it out. So where am I? What? Okay, so what's the process like when you go to do these rehauls, and how long does it usually take you, like start to finish?
Start to finish. I usually ask customers to give me a week, but I work full time and I have kids, so anything could pop up. But usually once I start, I can get one done in a day.
Wow, wow, that's impressive. That because like I've seen your work, and obviously like I hit you up like, dude, you are like the best I've seen on Instagram.
I appreciate it.
And
I
there's like,
wish.
and there's people that are good. But here's the thing that I look at. I look at how much some people charge, right?
No, absolutely.
There's
That's what
some
made me
people
start
that
doing
want,
my own.
that's like some people want 650, 500, thousands of dollars.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm not paying that as much as I love these masks. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, why would I pay $600 for something? I could learn to do it myself
Absolutely.
and just pay like maybe $100 if you want to include the mask and maybe material,
Yeah.
you know? But I'm like, I'm lazy and I'm not artistic whatsoever. As much as I love doing like the podcast and music, when it comes to like, I can't even write my name half the time. Like, I can draw like a stick person. That's it. That's
Hey.
that's the,
Sickdeath.com was an amazing website back in the day.
hey, I could have funded that shit, you know? But so that's the most of my artistic abilities, but that's crazy. It only takes you a day when you actually sit. Like, so I mean, I could
That's
sit.
uninterrupted. If I have
Yeah.
the whole day to myself, no kids, no nagging, I can get one done in a day.
That's crazy. That is because like I've watched videos and there's people that will just spend like a day on like the eyes, you know, and it's like, okay, so it's like a 3-day process. But so a day, is that like a 12-hour day, 10-hour day?
I'd probably round it off to around 8.5 hours.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So what's the okay, so let's talk about the process with like the Halloween mask. I know each one's different for what it is, but like if you like the coloring, like do you have to like sand it down or whatever to get the original like color off? Do you like redo the whole mask, or do you just kind of
Some
put
people
your
strip the original factory paint off. I don't do that. Sometimes I just give it a quick wash over with a sponge with some water and tiny bit of soap just to
Yeah.
get that excess shininess off. And then once I've got that part done, I just base coat it with the black and the colors that I want to show through, and then go
Okay.
from there.
That's crazy. So how do you put like a price on this? Because obviously you have to think like most of these masks are like $50 to $60.
Yeah.
And then
Around 73 after shipping and tax if you order online. Yeah.
yeah. And then you look at, okay, I got to put like the hours into it. You're really only making like 50 or $60 a mask.
Around there. When I first started doing it, if people provided their mask for me, I charged them $125. And that was, like I said, that's what their mask, and then I would get the materials, and that also included the shipping back to them because I include the shipping.
You are a very nice human being.
But now if the mask is needed and I have to provide the mask, it's $225.
I was about to say, like, if that was the price, I would obviously tip you. You would get close to $200. Like,
Yeah.
like I think 125, I wouldn't be able to sleep. You know, that's that's something that like, it's like that's crazy. That and still 225. That's still decent. Like that, people would pay because that's not going to break the bank.
Yeah, no.
You know what I
And then
mean?
the way I see it, I get like 4 or 5 orders in a week or whatever for the same mask at the same price. It's not bad.
Yeah. Man, this makes me want to start because if you're like getting that much business, it's like shit. I need to
It's
start.
kind of slow.
Yeah, I feel that. But it's like what I told you, man. Like I really believe in what I said about you being one of the best out there, and I'm gonna like,
I truly
especially
appreciate
around October, man. I'm gonna really push your page
I
because a
appreciate
lot
it.
of people are gonna want masks, and it's like, why pay
And it's not
60?
just all Michael Myers.
Yeah,
I've got JC
yeah,
mask, whatever you want done.
yeah. Yeah. So it's like, why pay like 40 or $50 if you can pay a little extra and people would be like, yo, that's so real.
All right.
You know, it's like that factor to me is pretty good. So do you have a favorite mask in your work and why is it your favorite?
One that I've done personally, or
Yeah.
just one that I have?
One that you may have kept. Is there one that you've done that you kept and you're like, oh, this is my baby?
Actually, there was, but I sold it.
Damn.
I took the Scream 25th anniversary mask and I did a stab rehaul on it. Stab rehaul, but
Oh, so
was,
the green.
the green, and then it had
yeah.
like some dark green around the eye so that it like shined out more.
So, okay, you might be able to help me. So I've seen all of the Scream movies, and what are the differences in the mask between movies? Is there any? And which one's your favorite? Because to me, they all kind of look the same.
Honestly, you're asking the wrong person. The Scream masks aren't my forte, honestly.
Okay.
But I'd say just the shape, the general paint that goes on it, because some are very shiny and then some are kind of like matte. And I know a lot of people love that vanilla scent, and some of them don't have it.
Yeah, I was watching. So, as you may have seen, I just recently did like the ranking of the Scream franchise.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got a lot of flack for having Scream 4 as my number 2.
No, that's my number 2.
Yeah. it's like it was very close between 2 and 4. Like I said, it was depending on the day and the mood.
Something about Ghostface in that was just so brutal.
It wasn't even that. It was the fact I couldn't figure anything out.
Oh yeah.
Scream 4 was one of the ones that I thought Kirby was the killer.
Could've
then
been.
I'm like, yeah. Then I'm like, no. And then I thought it was this person. Then I'm like, no, it's not. It's like I couldn't figure out who it was, and all the other ones, it was easy for me to figure out. You know, and it kept me guessing. And it did have the worst opening of the movies.
Yeah.
But like, I liked how different it was. The only other issue I had is they didn't utilize Dewey enough.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they did enough in the 5th movie either.
Well, but the thing is, I loved how they did it. It like
as far as his send off went, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do nothing more with his story.
But it was like he was a big factor up until he died, and I liked the evolution of the character from Scream 4. He was happily married in a big house, and he was the sheriff.
Yeah.
And now he's watching Gail in the morning. He's living in a trailer, and he's an alcoholic, and you could tell this guy is just like, oh, fuck.
Life hit him hard.
Yeah. But, yeah, I was kind of pissed off when he killed him because I wanted him to be like the last one standing, per se, in the last movie. Like, I understand people love Sydney and they're like, oh, she's the best final girl ever. I'm like, no, she ain't no Jamie Lee. Let's calm
I love her,
down.
but no.
No, but Dewey's character, I think, just resonates with a lot of people, and what the man has been through in the time. Every movie he's different. It's like, this is the best character in the franchise. Why would you kill Dewey?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's how I felt about Randy too.
The way he died kind of pissed me off. It was kind of like, if you're gonna kill Randy, like, kind of know what they did with Dewey. That the cinematography in that movie was so good in the fifth one.
It was.
That's one thing that it had going for it. But like Randy's kill was just not impressive. Like he deserved something like Dewey, something over the top that was just like, oh man.
You're gonna remember. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler if you haven't seen a new one, but
Sorry.
It's all good. What's going to like the next one? Do you think, because it's never been like definitive that he's dead, are they going to bring back Stu?
They could, like you said, it's never been proven that he's dead.
And I think a lot of people were expecting that in the last movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's like he has the most motive. And if you do kill Sidney Prescott,
who better to do it?
But she says she ain't doing it if her character dies. It's like you're basically holding this franchise hostage.
Yeah.
Like you gotta die. What, you gonna come back when you're in your 60s and 70s and do like a Halloween reboot?
Right.
No.
Gray hair Sidney.
Yeah. No. Like, I don't know. Like, I hate people like that. I understand her character has been through a lot, but it's like she has to die if you want to put the franchise to rest.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I might watch it. I don't know, depending on what happens. It's not my favorite franchise. It's not one I keep tabs on. Obviously, this next Halloween movie has me nervous and excited and everything at the same time. Yeah. I'm not wanting to know a whole lot. I'm just keeping up on updates, and they're doing a great job of not leaking anything.
Yes, way better than the last one.
Well, I mean, but it was delayed 2 years, and they already had the movie done, so it's like
there's only so much you could hide.
Yeah, so they're doing such a good job with it, and I don't think I'm gonna watch the trailers.
No, not this time.
No, because the issue I had between what was talked about on the internet and the trailers, by the time you went and watched Kills,
you knew the whole movie.
Yeah. The only thing they changed was the ending. In the theater, they changed the original ending of him just staring out the window. Yeah. And then in the original, Laurie calls Judy and he picks up, and that was supposed to be the original ending. So they're like, oh, well, we're going to throw a curveball at him. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ends definitely has me nervous.
But excited too.
Absolutely. I want to see where it ends.
I mean, so I don't want it to. I got a theory. I think it's going to be like, because they keep putting this emphasis on the radio tower and sound waves, and
yeah, God, I hope not.
I think he's a cyborg. I think like he's a Silver Shamrock cyborg.
I could see it having to do something with the mask if they go that route.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Because like even like if you remember the prison scene, like even like the music was the same music that was in the originals, and I think there's just something about the radio waves. And the mask, when they put out the mask, like everyone went fucking ballistic.
Yeah, you can feel it, can't you, Michael?
Yeah. So I think that mask is going to be, I think it's going to be Michael's story. Obviously, this is going to be Michael's story. Like Laurie had hers, the town had theirs, and now we're
Allison's.
Well, I mean, but Allison's story just started by the pictures of how like Laurie's character has looked. She almost looks like a hippie mom taking her kid to school, of what the pictures on set have. So I think like Laurie's going to forget, like, oh, Michael's not coming back. It's been so long. You know,
Not even necessarily forget. I think maybe she's just, since she
she's
realizes
lost a
now that
lot.
Michael was never after her, that she can just slowly get on with her life now. Like the
Yeah.
boogeyman
So
isn't
I think Allison's going to be the one trying to convince her, like, we have to stay ready. Like,
she's the new Jamie, or the new Lori, I should say.
I think she's going to be the new Michael at the end of the
like
movie.
a H4 Jamie type of situation.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like the way that they talk about it, it's like they ask Jamie, like, does Michael die? And he's like, in what way? What for?
Yeah.
Like, they always talk about the evil inside of him. So it's like, even if you kill him, that's got to go somewhere.
Right.
It might be like a past. So, I mean, I think that would be cool.
If it was done right, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wanted Halloween 6 to be, we don't know if Michael's alive. And like, you know, let's have Jamie's character go around killing people. And then like she breaks loose out of the asylum. And you have little Jamie Lloyd like going around killing people. And every so often you see this guy, not the Men in Black, but like a trench coat, like this guy in a trench coat. And we can suspect
that it's Michael,
but we don't know.
Yeah.
And it's
That'd
just like, and it's like her just killing people. And what if they both just ended at the Michaels, like at the Myers house? And like they kind of just come not face to face, but they meet right in front of the Myers house. That's how I wanted Halloween 6. It's like evil emerges in a way. I don't know. I think there's something supernatural to Michael. 1000%. I don't think he's not killable because they've been proving the headshot is the way to do it. Like that's the one thing he's scared of. You know, like they put hints of it when Loomis tried to shoot him and Hawkins stopped it.
Yeah.
And then in the town scene,
when
he cut the dude's wrist. Yeah. So I think he knows that's the only way to do it. Is you got to chop his head off or put a bullet in his brain. But,
safest bet.
But yet, who knows? He could just come right back.
Yeah.
I never fucking know. So going to this post, and I know we've talked about it a little bit, and there might not be a whole lot in the water with it, but I think there is. Trick or Treat Studios liked your story of the concept of the Halloween Ends. Now, I think it might hold something because you don't just like rehauls or concept masks.
Yeah.
You know, have they like contacted you at all? Like,
no. And that is the only mask that I've done that I've tagged them in that they've got on there and liked.
That's crazy. I seen that. I'm like, man, that is so dope.
Thank you.
It's like the only thing that so did you just buy a Kills mask and kind of doctor it up and rip the bottom off a little?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that is insane. Because the way I was looking at it, it's like, if it does, it makes sense. If he's been at this radio tower in the woods for 4 years, you know, obviously.
If he's that adamant about keeping that mask together, that he's stitching it up, maybe it does have something to do with the mask.
And it didn't feel like a Leatherface mask either. Even with the stitches, it's like that looks like original.
Yeah, authentic.
Like, yeah, it's like obviously there's inspiration probably from, you know, Leatherface in it with the stitching, but it didn't have that feel at all. Like I've seen some concept mask where they've tried to do what you did with the stitching, and it's like that just looks like a Leatherface mask. It's like, nah. But yet, you know, there's also, do you think he may have been captured and he took him to Glass Hill?
I don't know. That's a new rumor I've just recently started hearing about. I haven't really got too much into it and know too much about it.
Because he talked about how Glass Hill is hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want
I don't
that.
know. I mean, 4 years. I don't know.
Yeah, but how's he gonna break out of this one? Are they gonna do like, because they've been doing callbacks to all the movies?
Yeah, every single
Are they
one.
gonna do like a Rob Zombie one where he's just walking chained up and he just kills everybody and just walks out?
Gotta do something. Maybe it'll be a callback to the original when he broke out of the asylum.
And they're all just out in the yard and
in the rain, in the dark. Who knows?
that would be dope. But I mean, I hope they don't do any callbacks to Rob Zombie's movies.
Oh no.
Those are not part of the franchise. No, but one thing I'm glad they haven't done is the Cult of Thorn yet.
Yeah.
I think so. The new doctor that they have coming in,
isn't it supposed to be like a student of Sartain's?
No, I don't think. But like, so he was referenced with the black couple at the beginning of Kill. She's like, if you don't punch your boss in the face, I think the thing was like he invited them to a party and it turned out to be like a big like swingers or orgy.
Like an orgy.
Yeah. And but I think he was under Loomis. I think as much as this dude might seem like a douchebag, I think he's gonna have files, and I think he's gonna be a big part of like
he's gonna know
Michael's demise. Yeah. Because why bring this guy in and make it a big deal in terms of like,
because they have a pretty big name actor playing him, don't they?
Yeah. I can't. I've seen him. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember who it is either.
But I think he is going to be the one that's like, oh, actually, Loomis had something. And, they're going to give it to Lori or whoever and be like, I think this is how you get him. And I think they've done a good job. Like, he's not as emotionless as people think.
No, he definitely feels some type of rage.
I don't even think it's his rage, but he had sympathy for the Johns, and if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. The way he set them up at the end.
Yeah, I don't think it's like he didn't want to kill him, but it's like,
you were in my house.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. They're making him human in a way, which is kind of cool. But it's not like he's soft. But
oh, by no means.
I think if you take away the house...
Well, isn't Lori supposed to demolish the house or something?
So there was a thing where like people were on Twitter and they were tweeting and asking questions a while back. Then he asked about that. And they asked something, is it true that Lori blah, blah, blah? She's like, she bulldozes the house. Like someone from I think Blumhouse like said, oh, she like bulldozes the house. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's like, I don't know how true that is.
Yeah.
But why would you even say she does anything with the house? Like, shut the fuck up. Let us have an imagination with it. But yeah, I think if you take away the house, which I think the house, I think has been confirmed, it's not going to be a big part of this movie like it was in the last movie.
Yeah.
So it could be a scene of, we don't really see the house, but it could just be rebel. Like if they do tear the house down, it could just be
just a pile of bricks and wood.
Now, could they do like a resurrection and could he be living under the house?
Yeah, that's something they never touched on. We don't know what's down there. Does he have a basement?
That's one thing I did like about Resurrection was just the tunnels and everything under the house. It's like, I don't know. That's one thing the movie did that was spooky to me. It's like, yeah, the house is creepy as hell in the inside in Resurrection. That might be my second favorite house outside of the
I think it
original.
looked the most like
and
the original.
yeah. And well, I thought they did a great job in kills, even like in the flashback scene.
Oh yeah, the outside of the house.
Yeah, exactly like.
Yeah.
Then obviously they moderated the house, with the Johns, but yeah, Resurrection, that's one thing I feel like the executed on was the vibe and the feel of the house. But everything else in the movie is just complete garbage.
Yeah, awful.
So, okay. So I asked about Trick or Treat Studios, and you're probably saying there's probably no, like there's probably nothing there, and there's going to be something completely different. Or do you think it's like, oh, this could be?
I mean, hey, maybe it's slightly similar. Maybe I got some of the mold that they've talked about in the leaked information.
I
Or the
didn't
stitching.
see.
I don't know.
I didn't see any of the leaked information.
I'll have to show. I'll have to get you some links.
Yeah. I mean, I just get on YouTube and I search Halloween End updates and I watch a couple channels, and it seems like there's not a lot of leaks, but there's a little bit of information of like,
Yeah.
here's what's kind of happening.
And
But-
see, I didn't hear any of this until after that trailer dropped, and I can't remember what convention or
The
What?
CinemaCon,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I started hearing about all this.
I
after
try to find that trailer, but from my understanding, if it's the same trailer we're probably going to get at the end of this month.
that. Yeah, I bet it is. It's probably the same thing.
But it didn't show a whole lot. If you kind of read, like, it shows scenes of all the originals, and they're like, every slash, every scream has led to this.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a teaser.
And then it just shows a quick, I guess, scene of like Lori fucking Michael up in the kitchen, and then she stands over him with a knife. But I guarantee he kills her before she kills him right there.
I keep telling everybody, Michael's going to talk for the first time. Lori's going to kill him, and then Allison's going to kill her.
I don't know. So I don't think it's going to be.
I don't actually think that's what it's going to be. I'm just saying that'd be some wild stuff. They keep claiming that Halloween Ends is going to piss fans off. So what better way to piss fans off than have Michael speak?
Michael speak. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't like about the H2. Die. No. But if they do it right, it could be, what if he says thank you or something? Because like if the mask is cursed, or like
as they're killing him.
Yeah, or like he's been like a prisoner in like to this
mental block.
Yeah. Like if he says like thank you, that could fuck me up. Like what?
Ended the suffering.
Yeah. But they keep putting this emphasis on this picture of them at this bridge. And Nick Castle, who has had cameos in all the movies, is wearing a fucking wetsuit. I think they're gonna fucking drown him.
Oh God, I hope not. That's not the way the boogeyman goes out. Nah.
Or like, I don't know if he dies, but so I guess the last scene of the movie was shot on that bridge. Did you see the picture?
No, I have not.
Okay, so there's this picture of like all these crew members walking off, and they got the Red Rabbit Lounge sign right there, which I think is kind of cool. At least give that Halloween its roses with like, if they're damn it, they're doing callbacks to the Rob Zombie films. Damn it. Anyways, yeah, you got Nick Castle and Allison like taking pictures, and he's like got this jacket on that keeps you warm, but under it you can tell he's got like a wetsuit, like a scuba diver suit on.
So maybe they end up in the water at some point.
Yeah,
somehow.
But why is he down there and not James Ducournau? Like he's old as fuck. Like James is now, he ain't no spring chicken, but like Nick Castle, like what, almost 80?
He's up there.
Yeah.
The way I see it, Nick Castle is more known as the actor director, and James Jude Courtney is the actual stunt man. So
Yeah, I guess. But man, I don't know this movie. I can't wait till October. I'm like kid in a candy store.
yeah.
I don't go to theaters at all, but I do go for the Halloween movies. That is the one time I'll go out and spend money.
That's an opening night film.
Yeah, I got lucky and I got Peacock, so I was able to stay home and watch Halloween Kills at home when it came out.
That's how me and my son did it. Yeah.
So I was happy for that. And I got to rewatch it like 10 times.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We watched it back to back.
Yeah. So I know before I do a podcast about it, I might wait a couple weeks or at least a week. I'm going to watch it a couple times. Because, like, if I'm ranking the franchise right now, not much has changed, but like 78 is number one. I put 2018 at 2, and I put Kills at 3 with all the movies. And
See that?
I at first I didn't want to do that because I'm like, I want the hype to die down with Kills. But it was 2018 was a better movie.
Yes.
Halloween Kills was a better Halloween movie.
Yeah. It had that entertainment value.
Yeah. And not too much was explained. Not everything was overly explained.
Yeah.
Besides Michael doesn't care about you. Brackett was in there, what's kind of made me cry.
And Hawkins possibly being Karen's father.
Really?
Yeah,
was that talk? I understand the scene of them talking like, oh, you were sweet for that one guy, but like
I really think that's what they were hinting at.
Wow. Do you think him and Lori Hawkins and Lori are together in this next movie? You think they're gonna be a couple?
Yeah, I can see that.
And it could be like a couple trying to kill the boogeyman.
They're the Warrens. They're going after the evil.
So I got 3 more questions. Since we've already been talking about it, what are you expecting from Halloween Kills? To me, it's up in the air. I don't know.
It's very up in the air.
Sorry, ends.
I got you.
Ends. My bad.
I think we're finally going to get closure to Lori's story. I do not think Michael's going to die.
I think he will in this timeline. Because the dude's like 70. And like, if you keep making these movies, is he going to be in a nursing home killing people in the next one with his walker?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right on that.
Because this is not it's like, I wouldn't mind. So, not to cut you off, but like, they've done Blumhouse and, Green has done such a phenomenal job with these movies. I don't want people to make movies after this.
If they do, it has to be a whole new timeline, a whole new story.
Yeah. They've done that with this.
Yeah.
But
still calling back to the original.
Yeah. But so you think it's like,
I don't want to see another reboot.
No.
Or a remake. No. Maybe like a continuance of a former timeline that we've already had.
I wanted a continuation of Resurrection. I don't know why, but
I wouldn't be against that. Something needs to make that franchise and that timeline better, especially after that movie. So
yeah, because like the movie wasn't great, but like, I don't know. I just thought the ending of that was spooky, and the way he looked all burnt right there, and motherfucker just popped open his eyes, and it's like, man, that's a tough son of a bitch. But they made Michael like a bitch in that movie, bro. Like Busta Rhymes talked to him like a bitch and he just walked off. And then like the big fight scene, he's like doing karate and executed. Like he made Michael not scary in that movie. He made him like a little bitch. So it's like, I don't know, man. They need to go back to 78. And instead of him going after Lori, have him go after Miss Jane Schumacher, who lives, or let's not have it be in Illinois. Me as a wistful thinker, I want to see Leatherface versus Michael.
I've always wanted to see that. Something to pick up because what year was Texas Chainsaw made? The original.
Oh, like back in the 70s.
Yeah, see, 78, 70s. Yeah.
But like you could have it to where like Michael is captured and
transferred
Texas,
to Texas.
Where in these maximum 5-star prisons, and then like they hit a cow. I know that sounds corny as fuck.
That's classic Chainsaw.
Have them hit a cow, and he just gets out in the first house he walks upon.
It's Leatherface's house.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see that.
That's how you entered, and I think Michael's got him. I think the mind games and the stealth would be too much for, Leatherface to
comprehend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want. But where do you think the franchise goes from here? Do you think there will be not Netflix series, but do you think they'll make like an actual series from it? Because that's one thing I would like to see.
I don't see what kind of series you could get out of a Halloween story though. Like unless it's like completely revolving around Michael stalking somebody.
Yeah.
Like what could you really pull from that for a TV series?
I just think it would be so YouTube. There's this page on YouTube, and it's not great. It's not terrible, but they're kind of doing a series. It's called The Shape. And it brings up like an idea that could be executed better.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can get multiple series out of this. But if you want to do like 1 6-episode series.
Yeah. I mean, because I know I don't want to see any type of spinoff about a doctor that was taking care of Michael. I don't want to see like the story of somebody that he was stalking, whose family members he'd killed or something like that, and they're trying to figure out where he is. We've got all that in the movies.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted. So I'm in the making of making this fan-made film, and I know people are like, "Oh no," because there's a lot of terrible fan-made films.
There's a lot of good ones too, though.
Yeah. And me as an actor, so I got this theory, and it might sound crazy. I think Dr. Loomis is the same Loomis from the Psycho movie. Not the same actor, but the same character.
Same doctor.
And I'm gonna tell you my theory, because with Norman, he treated him like a baby.
Yeah.
But now he's seen Michael, he knows what this evil looks like. So I think that's why he's so hell bent of Michael's got to die. Like
that'd be pretty cool.
So I kind of so I'm tying this thing of like this letter of him talking about like having a picture of like Norman, and then like I've seen this evil before, and
like a case file.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
But that's just my theory. And
cool.
I think John Carpenter was asked that, and he didn't like necessarily shut it down, but he didn't say yeah either.
Yeah.
He gave the typical "I'm a fuck with your head" John Carpenter answer. It's like, fuck you, dude.
He is the master at that.
Yeah. So I have already asked, you're not going to watch the trailer, but are you going to watch the teaser trailer if you put a teaser trailer out?
I will watch the first one that they release. I'm not watching anything after.
That's the thing. If it says teaser, I'll watch it.
Yeah. I don't want to see a trailer.
No, because I want to go in this fresh. I want to be like, oh my God. I want my heart racing the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions or things, or you good?
What are you hoping from Halloween Ends? What do you not want to see in Halloween Ends?
I just don't. So I just don't want anything supernatural to be explained.
Okay.
That's it. I say he needs to die in this series.
Timeline. Yeah.
And it's not for Lori's story. She's obviously dying because she was done shooting before they were done
Oh yeah.
shooting.
She's come full circle.
Yeah, and I think she talked about this one scene. Her and James kind of went to the side and started crying and hugged each other. So like, I think
It was that final scene. It was an emotional goodbye.
Yeah,
And he gave it to her.
yeah, but so I want Allison to be the one to kill him.
I can see that. Lori dies before that.
She's been through the most, right? So if you put it to where he's killed her dad, right?
Her mom, yeah.
Her dad, if Hawkins is not the dad, and no.
Hawkins would be Karen's.
Yeah.
That'd be her grandpa.
Hold on. She killed her dad, killed her mom, killed her boyfriend. And if Hawkins is Karen's dad, obviously Hawkins is probably going to die in the movie. And then you have Lori, who's going to die.
Yeah.
She has had everything taken from her.
Nothing else to lose.
What's more dangerous than someone that has nothing to lose?
Yep.
But the thing I'm interested to see is if they keep him, the change in the sheriff's attitude.
He's going to be a little more cautious this round.
I don't think cautious, but I think the last movie needed to happen with the scene of him looking defeated at the end of the stairs and just like
he needed that reality check.
Yeah, so I think in this movie, I think he's going to be a little eager. Right? I think he's going to bring out the SWAT and like I think he's going to like make sure like
he's got the National Guard on standby.
Fuck, I guarantee he's going to go batshit crazy in this movie. But I think Michael needs to die. I just don't want it to be a Cult of Thorn thing or like people saving him. I swear to fucking God, if a fucking van pulls up and they fucking take him away, I swear to fucking God. But I think Sartain was a part of the Cult of Thorn. I think that will probably be exposed.
Yeah, that could be cool. I could see that. Yeah.
If they like do an autopsy, I bet he's got a tattoo on his wrist. I guarantee it. That is what I wanted to do in my film. I didn't want to go too deep in it, but like if you look at the difference between Sartain and Loomis knew what Michael was. Sartain babied him.
Yeah.
It's like, Michael, you got visitors.
Yeah, they both saw the evil in front of them, but one took it to where I'm gonna baby you, and the other one's no, you're gonna die.
Yeah, and Sartain was obsessed.
Oh yeah,
seeing Michael in his habitat. I knew for a fact when he got on that bus that he was gonna cause the wreck.
Oh yeah,
and hopefully they have footage of that. But
I'd like to see that released somewhere down the line in a special edition.
Yeah. But I don't know what to expect from Ends. All I know is I don't know. But I think Michael's going to die. And I think it's going to be... And something's going to be explained that, like you said, is going to piss off fans.
Yeah.
Rather that's him talking or just him dying in general. Or... Maybe
I could see that, like you said, the supernatural thing where Allison absorbs that evil from Michael. A lot of people weren't happy with the whole Jamie being the killer at the end.
That was fucking dope.
Yeah, see, a lot of people liked it, a lot of people didn't.
And Loomis had the greatest. That gives me
Oh, that
goosebumps.
scream at the end, yes. Like you just picture it in your head, his face.
You could be blind watching that, and you can feel.
Yeah,
Man, no. Yeah, like, yeah, I think they're gonna. Or what if they try to explain too much?
yeah. Why he was killing everybody, why he never talked, why he killed his sister in the first place.
I just got a thought. This is gonna be Michael's story, and like Jamie describes it as the legacy of evil.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but October will be here before you know it, and
Yeah, can't wait.
all my questions and things will be answered. But if you want to go ahead real quick and tell my listeners how they can find you or get in touch for like your services, please feel free to do that now. And I'll make sure like I tag like your page and everything when I post this as well. So
I'm only on Instagram at the moment at Krayz Saint. You can find me there. Hit me up in the DMs if you're interested in anything.
and like I said, guys, he thinks I'm being too nice, but I've seen a lot of work and a lot of rehauls, and for the price and the quality, this is the best guy on the internet. And I put
that.
my stamp on that. And if there's anything I can do to help, man, I'm always here. And here shortly, I am going to hit you up for a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff I want done.
I'm open to it and I'm ready.
Oh, dude, I know. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week. This was the Sun Kids podcast. Yes, I probably need to change the name because it's not all light and stuff. A lot of shit is dark and scary, but it is what it is. And yeah, we will be right back at you next week.
The Sun Kiss Podcast.